come to the practice and design section. This is where we'll be learning basically the design of the iPhone model cover, and we'll be looking at various tools, implementing various tools that will help us to design it as fast as possible. So we just want to design a demo of an iPhone. Okay, so now here is my CorelDRAW. I'm basically using 2017, which is launched already. So if you have yours on your system, you can do the same as well. Launch up your CorelDRAW. Then the next thing we're going to do is that we need to create a new sheet. Okay, now I'm basically just going to pick size A4 size, so that it will be very big to pick both the front and the back design. So I'm going to make it a portrait, no, landscape rather. It was on portrait, so this is my landscape, and I'm going to press OK to open it. So while it's opening, there are few things you can do to aid you designing it as fast as possible. It's either you go on the internet to download a picture of this font and import it into your design for you to trace out, or you can just do it as it comes to mind. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to import the one I have on my system. So I'm going to import it into my screen, and first of all I'm going to start with my back design. So I'm going to enlarge this so that it's something we can see. Now you can see it so well, right? So I'm trying to bring it close for you to see. Okay, so now you need to pick every detail here. You need to pick every detail, because that was the mind of the designer who created this particular model. It was trying to pass some details across. Now look at the edge of it. It has a little curve. Then beside it we have some form of a color difference between the back color and the front. Then we have few buttons, about 2 buttons up here. We have 2 buttons up here. Then we have a lightning here, a dot here, and the camera. Then we also have the the Apple sign with a form of gradient. It's signifying the light shade. Then we have the name of the phone here. So we're just going to do the same thing as well. So first of all I'm going to pick my square shape, and you can just make it, you can change it to 37 by 100. No, this is not good. 37 by 105. So let's make it 45. No, let's make it 50. You see we're getting there. 55. So I think the best here should be 65. So let's try 65. This is perfect. This is perfect. Exactly what I want. So now 65 by 105. Remember, if you click on this free space, you see it's on millimeters. So let's change this to inches so we can know what we're dealing with. So under inches we basically have, I think most of this iPhone is actually the inches is I think 3 by 6 inches. 3 by 6 inches. So let's try 3 by 6 inches. Yes, perfect. 3 by 6 inches. So now at this point you're not going to do anything. The first thing you're going to do is that you're going to use this tool. Now if you see the name there, it's telling us the shape tool. So if you press F10 or you pick it, so you're going to pick the shape tool, and you're going to come to one of the edge. Now one thing you need to note is that this knob must have black colors all around. Now if I click on just one, you can see one side is having black knobs while the other side is having white knobs. So anything I do, like if I drag it, you can see it's only one side, only the part with the black knob that is able to curve. But now I want every the four corners to go round. So you can see I've reinstated it, and everywhere is having a black knob. So now I'm just going to pick one side and drag. I think this is perfect, right? Good. So now at this point we are going to paint this side. Now let me zoom this in. We're going to paint it a blue color for it to have that effect, a blue color. Okay, so I'm going to pick this deep blue, and I'm going to come up here and right click. You're going to do what? Right click. You're going to right click. So once you right click, what happens is that there's an outline, a black line around. There's a black line around which you have removed. Okay, then I'm going to go and press on my keyboard. I'm holding my control down, Control C and Control V. What happens is that it duplicates my shape, and I can change this to this color. Now I'm almost there, so I need to pick the exact shade I'm having here. So this is the exact shade. Now almost there. Yes, perfect. This is the exact shade. So what I'm going to do is that at this point, just hold your shift key, hold your shift key down. You can zoom it in. Hold your shift key down and hold your left button and drag a bit. I'm holding my shift and my left button on the touchpad, and I leave it. Then I come down here and do the same. Hold down my shift key on my keyboard, my plus my left button on my touchpad, and I drag up. Now what's the benefit of holding your shift and your what's the benefit for holding your shift key plus your left button on your touchpad before dragging is that when you drag a point, like let me show you, let me draw a shape. This is a shape. Now I'm holding my shift key, I'm holding the shift button on the keyboard and my left key on the touchpad, my left click, and I am dragging. You see, once I move one side, the other side also adjusts uniformly. Same way if I do this way. Okay, so let me delete this. I don't really need this. Now the next thing I'm going to do is that I am going to add my knobs. Okay, so how am I going to add my knobs? Let me do something. So I am going to I am just going to draw this way. Now remember this shape too, right? So I am just going to pick this. I'm going to pick this. I am going to pick. Hold your control button down and pick this. No, hold your shift and pick up. So just these two sides. So when you pick this, hold your shift key and pick the second one. Then you drag. Can you see it? You drag. If you have any question, ensure you ask your question. Then you can reduce the size and reduce it up at the same time, and we are good to go. So you're going to give it a blue color as well, and you are going to come up here and you right click to remove the outline. Are we good? So you're going to drop this here, and you are going to duplicate this. So you're going to do Control V and you're going to do Control C and Control V. So Control C is to copy and Control V is to paste. Now you drag this one to make it longer. So now at this point you can reduce it, make it flat. You can make it flat, and you can as well make this one flat. Okay, is that not beautiful? Okay, let's move fast. So now at this point you can now do something. Let us make our camera. So we need to ensure we are placing it at the right corner. We need to ensure we're placing it at the right corner. So we're going to pick our circle shape and drop it here. Okay, now let's look at the details on the camera. We have a white border, a black shape, then we have some form of shade that shows the camera like. So I'm going to make this one even, so I'm going to pick this number and paste it here for it to have equal size. Okay, so this outline, this one I'm going to paint it white. Come up here and right click to remove the outline. Then you can do your Ctrl C and Ctrl V and choose black color for the new shape. Now I'm going to zoom in, and at the same time I'm going to hold my shift key. Remember what I told you shift key helps us to do, to reduce all the sizes together. Now anytime you come to this point, you know that if you hold your shift and your left key on your keyboard, the whole size will reduce equally. So I'm going to reduce this equally. Can you see it? Now the next thing I'm going to do again is Ctrl C and Ctrl V to duplicate, and this time I am going to reduce the whole size again. So you by now right now you should know how to reduce the whole size with your shift, and then after doing that, the new black, let me show you. You can see there's something there, so I'm going to reinstate. I'm going to come down here to this color black, double click on it. I want us to see it. Double click on it, then come to where we have these gradients, click on it. Then you're going to select something, this circle. Okay, then you drag this forward. Come up here, double click here, and you drag. Can you see it? Double click here and double click here. Okay, so can see. So at this point you see we have gotten our camera. Wow, can you imagine that? Yes, that is the beauty of design. So the next thing is that we're going to pick these details, and we're going to pick the light details. So let us do that quickly because of our time. So let's be fast here. So I'm going to make this shape equal, okay, by using the same numbers to make it equal. Then I'm going to reduce it. Okay, then another secret again which you can use is that there's something we call, if you want to centralize, you can click on this, then hold your shift key and click on this outer part, the white side of it. Click on it. You can see it's marked this away. Then just press C alone. Just press C key on your keyboard. You can see it centralizes. Then you can take this up, paint it black, do your Ctrl C and Ctrl V, drag, put your arrow key, use your arrow key, then use your shift click on your plus your left button on your touchpad and drag out. Now at this point we want to create our lights. So what we're going to do here is that we're going to make it white, and we're going to right click on this part to remove our outline. We're going to right click here to remove outline. So we have done that. Now double click on this, go down to gradients, click on these points. You can see they're all white, right? But now we're going to choose a lesser gradient here and a brighter gradient here. But before then, double click here. Now click on this part. Now let's see the effects. Wow. Can I hear somebody say wow? Can I hear you say wow again? So now let's see. Can you see? We're almost there. So we need to increase it a bit. So hold your shift, your left button on your touchpad, and drag again and release. Can you see it? This is amazing, amazing. So the next thing we're going to do is that we need to get our apple shape. So we are going to trace this out. Now take note of another tool we are going to use. Take note of the tool we are going to use. We are going to pick this tool. Left click on this, hold it down. No, not this. Now left click on this. After left clicking, pick your B spline. Your B spline helps you to draw and trace neatly. So we're going to use it to draw and trace. So watch me as I trace it. Hold your left button and start drawing. Okay, release, drag again, hold and drag. Before you drag, ensure you are holding your left button on your touchpad, and when you want to release your hand fully. Anytime you click on left button, it drop a knob. You can see this white knobs. It drops it there. So let me quickly do my drawing. So wow. So now let's draw what we have up here. This is unique. So the next thing we're going to do is that we are going to hold your shift key and select this bigger part. So you select it, you see everything is copied, then you bring it out to this point. Then as well, you can hold your shift button and your left button and drag it to make it big. Now you can just go ahead and paint it silver, or you can paint it white. Remove your border, then you can bring it up to this point. Then you can just go ahead and hold your Control G to group. That is to group. Then you can hold your shift and click on this part, hold your shift and click on this part to align both sides, and just press your C key on your keyboard. It's centralized. So this is sweet. Now the next thing we're going to do is to write our iPhone. Now at this point, what kind of font is used? We can use our Calibri or Arial. So let's type I, capital letter P H O N, iPhone. Okay, and you can make it bold, and you can make it small, and you can just hold your shift down, click on this part, and just press your key C. Release your hand and just press C. Can you see it now? Let's see the beauty of this. Do you have a model iPhone? Yes, perfect. So we can delete this. We are done with this. So let's save it. Let's save our work. So I'm just going to save it. I'm just going to save it here. I'm going to save it as iPhone model cover, because I can retrieve it easily from here, and press save. So we have our work saved. Just in case anything happen, you can open your corridor file again. So the next I'm going to do is that I'm going to copy everything and I'm going to move it here. Now we can do something very easy. We can just Ctrl C to copy and duplicate. So let's duplicate this here. Sorry. Or if you don't want to do Ctrl C, you can just move it here. Then another secret shortcut is to left click. You can see everything is outlined. Everything is outlined. Left click, hold your left button down, drag to this side. You can see it's still showing. Then just click on your right button before you release your hand. You see it has duplicated. Now at this point, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to do is that I'm going to come up here and change position. Changing position, I'm going to delete what I have here. I'm going to delete it. Are we good? Nice. Now ensure you press Ctrl S to save your work. Ensure you save your work. Now at this point we are almost done with our work. We need to design what we have here. So at this point I'm just going to come up here, click on this inner color, then right click and convert to curve. Right click and convert to curve. Now when you convert to curve, you'll be able to modify the shape at different points. Come back to your shape tool and click at this point. Now at this point you're going to right click and add. Come to this point, right click and add. Then what next do I want you to do? Come to this point, click again and add, and come to this point, right click and add. You can see it's only when we converted to curve that we have this. So at this point we're just going to bring this down. Can you see it? We are just going to bring this down. Now at this point the job start. Now let's see if there's any details. We are almost done with this. Let's see if there's any details. Yes, we need to expand it, but it's still okay this way. You can decide to shift it, but at the same time we need to get all this color. So these are circles. So these are circles. So we're just going to draw a circle here, a circle here, and a circle here. So we are starting with this circle, followed by this circle, and followed by this larger circle, and followed by this smaller circle. So now let's quickly do it. Okay, so So this is a blue, and I'm going to make it gradients. So I'm going to make it blue gradients and turn it this way. Change this other part to orange. Okay. Sorry, let me pick a lighter blue based on what I'm saying there. I'm going to pick a lighter blue. Okay, then I'm going to duplicate this as well to this point. Then at this point I'm going to pick, coming to gradients again, I'm going to pick this side and change it to yellow. Can you see it? Then I'm going to I'm going to duplicate this. We're almost done. I'm going to duplicate this and drop it here. And now what I'm going to do at this point, when I click down here, I'm going to turn it. Okay, I'm going to turn it this way. Then I'm going to change this color to something orange. So yes, then I am going to pick the last details, and I'm going to change it to I'm going to leave it this way. I'm going to turn it around. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my my shift down, and I'm going to select everything and press hold Ctrl G to group everything. Ctrl G to group everything. Now the next thing we're going to do, lastly, second to the last, is to right click and power clip. So I'm going to power clip into this place. Now can you see it? Then click outside there and click on black. Can you see? Can you see it? So the next thing we're going to do last is to type our date and our time. So this Friday 14th April and time. So let's do it. So we're having Thursday 14th April. Okay, Friday 14th April. Friday 14th April. Ensure you make it bold. Then we have our time 15:02, and it's very bold, 15:02. So we have our time, so we have our time 15:02. So you're just going to write 15:01. So now at this point you can enlarge it. Okay, then the font, you can just change it to Calibri. Change the fonts to Calibri. Oh sorry, this is not the font, so let's just maintain this font. Now at this point, let's see if we're okay. Yep. So at this point, I'm just going to bring this here and reduce it a bit. And just make it white. So let's see what we have here. This brings us to the end of our class. Now you can bring this one close and you can save your work. Ooh la la. So ensure you practice, ensure you if you have any question, make sure you ask. I will meet you in our next practical section. Thank you. Have a great and wonderful time.